Alright, what's up, License-a-thon? Hope you guys are having fun. I am very excited to show you off American McGee's Alice. We're just going to jump right into it. So we're going to be playing on easy difficulty. Time will start in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so this is American McGee's Alice. Right away, we have a couple of tricks. We are going to be skipping over these cutscenes, and the way we do that... Okay, I didn't do that. The way we do that is basically we can quick save and then quick load, and that will kind of teleport us forward and skip over some cutscenes. So for example, here we're supposed to grab this knife, and that plays an unskippable cutscene. We're just going to skip over that. And then, dang it, I got stuck in the sky. Can I get out, please? Thank you. So the main thing about this game is it was made on the Quake 3 engine, which means we are able to do strafe jumping, which is kind of similar to bunny hopping, if you know bunny hopping from like the Portal and Half-Life games. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of strafe jumping, a lot of fun movement in this game, and also this game is very influential. It was very revolutionary for its time. It came out in 2000, and I just love this game so much. It's based on Alice in Wonderland, but with kind of a dark twist. So we're just going to grab this key here. And then in this next room, there's going to be this rope that we can grab onto. If you hold space when you grab onto a rope, you'll kind of launch forward, kind of like that. Not as good of a boost that I wanted to get. Pretty good. Ah, dang it. I did a thing... Okay, wait, hold on. We're fine. If you quick save while it's loading out, the game brings you to that menu, so that's kind of messes you up sometimes if you're not careful. In this level, we are going to be doing a damage boost. So this enemy is going to damage us, and we're just going to go right up there. Skips having to go around a bunch of stuff. This level, we're going to skip a pretty significant part of it. We're supposed to go through this door and do a bunch of puzzle stuff. Instead, we are going to wait for this door to close, and then open it on the other side. We're going to climb on top of this door, and then we're going to try to jump on top of this, like, torch thing right here. So, jump can be a little bit tricky. There we go. Thankfully, the fire doesn't damage us, and then we climb up here, and that skips basically the entire level except for this top part. I'm going to kill these enemies. Of course, the main weapon for this early part of the game is the card weapons. I love the weapons in this game. They're all like based on like toys and stuff. We're gonna wait for an audio cue and then go through some invisible doors. The doors will appear eventually, but it's faster to just go through. Also, another thing, when a level is transitioning, you can hold any direction and you will kind of like you'll sort of start moving as it's loading. So you kind of see how we jump forward there. That's because I'm holding forward as the level's transitioning. So we're going to be doing that basically at every level transition we can. Alright, now we have a cutscene. That's a lot to explain right away. But yeah, basically the story of this game, Alice was sleeping one night and her cat started a fire and killed her entire family. So a very dark twist. And then she got put into Rutledge Asylum. And while she's in the asylum, she goes into Wonderland, which is a land in her mind, and she has to defeat the evil Queen of Hearts. So that is our goal for this game. Just going to be jumping. In this room, we're supposed to collect 4 different books that we can use as platforms. We're going to be skipping 2 of them. So we're going to be collecting this book right here. But with strafe jumping, we don't actually have to collect 2 of them. So we're just going to be coming up here, collecting this book, riding this elevator. We're going to skip over that book, jump over here, and then we're going to do a pretty big strafe jump over... Whoops. Can I please... Okay. Sometimes when you quick save and quick load, you kind of move around and you don't exactly stay where you are. So sometimes quick saving and quick loading can kind of mess you up, and sometimes you can even like soft lock and have to load a different level.
I don't really like sweets.
Now we're going to go into this book. Again, holding forward as the level transitions. And we are going to school, spelled with a K, because, you know, Alice doesn't know how to spell. She never went to school. Cats are evil, but they're so cute. Doesn't matter. It absolutely does not matter. So another thing about this game is the jumps can sometimes be a little bit sticky. Like, sometimes I can jump, and it won't jump. So, like right there, I tried to jump right there, but the game didn't jump. So it can be a little bit tricky at points, especially right here. Come on, can I please jump? There we go. And then we're gonna go talk to this guy. And we gotta kill all of these enemies. And now we have already graduated first grade and we're going up to second grade. School goes fast in this universe. Or in Wonderland. Sometimes it's possible to get boosted by those guys up to the second level, but it's kind of inconsistent. I'm almost dead, so I'm just going to kill these enemies to get health, just for safety. Maybe. This might be a bit of a problem. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill these enemies just for safety health. Please give me health. Alright, we're gonna go into second grade, and we gotta kill these enemies to save this guy. I can't remember his name, it's been a while since I played it casually. I'm gonna collect this, and now we're going to third grade, and we are going to go through this door, go to third grade. Of course, nothing is spelled correctly. And we have to go over here and collect this lollipop thing in order to trigger something in the next room. I can't remember exactly. And we have to go back to second grade. School goes fast. Alright. And then we collect this, go through the portal. And now we're going back to the first level. This is the second part of the level we were at before. This one's shorter, though. Here, I'm going to attempt to do a save load warp in order to prevent some enemies spawning. They did spawn, so I'm just going to load my safety save. Try it again. Alright, that time they didn't spawn. So that does save quite a bit. That makes this next section a lot easier. Because not only were there those flying enemies, but there's also some card enemies up here. If you don't do that skip. I'm gonna go up to the observatory. And we're gonna go up to the telescope up here. Jump off that enemy, that's really nice. And then, of course, we are going to fly into the portal. Wonderland makes no sense. You just gotta deal with it. Alright, so this is the Pool of Tears level. This level is really cool. Some pretty cool out-of-bounds movement that we're going to be doing later on in the level. So again, just doing some strafe jumps. Going to be climbing up this hill. Here I'm going to be doing a save load warp to skip over a cutscene of some boulders falling down. That cutscene. And that takes a long time, because if the cutscene triggers, you're gonna have to wait for the boulders to fall down, because they will insta-kill you. So, now we're just gonna be doing a few strafe jumps to skip some more platforming here, and... Oops. I could have climbed up, but climbing up is very slow. I guess I can't climb up there. Oh, come on. I've made this jump like 3 times. There we go. And of course, because we skipped past stuff, these guys up here, their AI isn't active. Gonna go over here, meet this person. So this level would usually be a giant auto-scroller at this point. We have to, like, ride leaves down this river. Instead, we're just going to make this jump and go out of bounds and do the entire thing out of bounds, because this part is really slow and boring casually, because you have this entire river you have to ride a leaf down. Oops. That jump can be a little bit annoying if you don't. Yeah, this entire part is out of bounds movement. Just kind of going down the river at our own pace. Again, using quick saves. This game's really nice that it has quick saves and quick loads in case you fail. But also, like I said, sometimes if you quick save at the wrong part, you won't be where you quick saved. You'll like fall off a platform. So you got to be kind of careful and know where to quick save. Again, I didn't jump there even though I pressed the jump button like 30 times. Can I get up, please? Go. And jump all the way down here. Jump on an invisible... I'm sorry. Jump on an invisible platform right here. Jump over to this rock. Or try to. This jump can be really tricky. You kind of have to be kind of precise, otherwise you'll just fall off. And now we're just going to ride down the river a little bit. While we're riding down the river, we're going to be holding space so that we're continually going up. Do a strafe jump. Just saves a little bit of time. Didn't quite get a jump off of there. And then as this level transitions, we're going to be holding forward and right to jump forward a little bit. You can hold any amount of directions as the level's transitioning. So again, we're just going out of bounds. Doing some out of bounds movement. I don't want to be down here. This part can be really annoying. I just kind of spam space and hope for the best. There we go. Just doing some out of bounds strafe jumps just to get past stuff a little bit quicker. Also, we are shrunken down at this point, which is why these ant enemies are massive. And the ant enemy is actually going to be very useful in a few levels. Alright. So this is the first boss fight of the run. There are quite a few boss fights. So we're going to be collecting this jack bomb. And we're basically going to throw this bomb at the enemy, at the boss 3 times at the ground. So there's 1. There's 2. And there's 3. Alright. So this part is actually an auto-scroller, so this would be a good time for some donations if we have any. If not, I can find stuff to talk about. But basically, we just have to occasionally be in this guy's bubbles in order to, you know, not drown. And so yeah, we have to wait for this guy a bunch. So yeah, this game was made in 2000 by American McGee, who is the director. There's also a sequel to this game, you might have heard of it. It's called Alice Madness Returns. It actually just recently got added back to Steam. It's published by EA, so it wasn't on Steam for a while. And he is attempting to make a 3rd game in the series. So currently in pre-production with that. So this is a really fun series. I would highly recommend playing either this or the first game, if you can. It's a bit hard to play the first game. Yes, American McGee did make Madness Returns as well. And there's also going to be a TV series coming out sometime soon. It got announced recently, so a lot of cool stuff happening hopefully pretty soon for the Alice games and the Alice franchise. Also, this guy tries to kill us by, like, luring us over falling rocks, but we don't have to follow at all. We only have to touch the bubbles occasionally in order to not drown. Also, those fish are the worst. enemies in the game. They are so annoying, especially later on. Yeah, this game is beautiful. The levels are really good. It's overall just a great game. Yeah, so American McGee, before making this game, worked at id Software, and I believe was a level designer and did a bunch of stuff at id Software. And then when he left id, he went on to make this game and eventually the sequel, and hopefully the third game, which is going to be called Alice Asylum. So I've the Mass Returns speedrun is also pretty cool. I haven't actually completed Mass Returns. I'm currently like about like 4/5 of the way through. We're actually going to go over here. We don't have bubbles right now, but we don't really need it because we can hold our breath for a while. We're just gonna wait here because this is where it'll be to trigger cutscene. Alright, now we are in Wonderland Woods. Just making sure. Alright. So again, there's this vine over here, and just like we did in the second level, we can hold space as we jump onto it. We kind of fly up. Jump on this mushroom and go all the way up here. Not supposed to grab that. So this is probably one of the hardest jumps in the run. You have to jump all the way over, and there's a bunch of invisible walls. This is not the intended path, obviously. So this might take me a few tries. I was really struggling with this jump in practice earlier. Come on. It's a lot harder than it looks, because there's a bunch of, like, invisible walls. Like, you can't go further to the left because there's an invisible wall and just a bunch of stuff blocking you. There we go. Quick save there to make sure. And we're going to climb up the vine instead of jumping off of it this time. Whoops. Then I'm actually going to... Whoops. Come on. Actually just going to grab this health, just for safety for the next level, because I might be low on health by the next level. Alright, so in this level starts with a cutscene, and there are a few parts in this cutscene where the game lowers down to like 50% speed. I made a save in the last level, so if I quick save while the game is 50% speed, and then load that save that I made earlier, it will reset the game's speed back to 100%. So you can kind of see these footsteps are kind of slow. So if I load the save that I made in the last level and then quick load, these footsteps are a lot faster. And then we can do the same again. So quick save, load that save, and then quick load. And then this entire part would be playing at 80% speed, but is now playing at 100% speed. So it saves quite a bit of time to do that.
Everyone I love dies violently. Unnaturally. I'm cursed. Why go on? I'll just hurt others.
No time for self-pity. Evade these seven.
And then coming up, we are going to be doing a pretty cool trick with the ant enemies. Basically, the ant enemies have 3 different attacks. They can shoot you with their shotgun, they can do like a grab attack, or they can stab you with... I'm actually going to kill this enemy. Or they can stab you with their shotgun and kind of fling you over their head. That's the attack we want. So with that attack, we are able to clip through a wall. So we're trying to clip past that grass wall, and we're going to be using the ant's grab attack in order to do that. So we just have to lure the ant over here. Come on. Sometimes they don't want to follow you. It's kind of finicky. We're going to bring him all the way over to here. That's not exactly what I want to do. I'm gonna shoot him over into this grass. Dang it, he died. Can be kind of hard to set up. And just like that, we're over the wall. Sometimes you can be flung up there, which is a little bit faster. Fortunately didn't, but also gives me an opportunity to grab some health. And that skips a pretty big chunk of this level. You would have to go the other way, go all around, do a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I don't know the name of the narrator of the cap. Alright, so this level starts with the cutscene, and this level there's not too much tech, just a bunch of strafe jumping movement. Again, super fun. I'd highly recommend anyone play this game. It's not available digitally, but if you buy Madness Returns, the sequel, basically that game came with DLC, which basically includes this game. If you got the complete edition. So there's a way to, like, get this game if you buy the first game. If you buy Madness Returns, sorry. So here we're just doing a bunch of strafe jumping. Gonna be bouncing off these mushrooms. Also, if you strafe while you bounce off the mushrooms, you go a lot further. Also, falling down here would kill you, but if we land on a slope, it'll cancel the fall damage. Also, if you fall on, like, a cutscene trigger, it'll cancel the fall damage, which we did, in one of the school levels earlier. Hey, thank you for the good luck, Thermal. So this level has ice physics, and ice physics plus strafe jumping is actually really fun. But it's also kind of hard to control. There we just grabbed... Trying to skip over this cutscene. I didn't get it. This cutscene is unskippable, so that's a bit of a time loss. We also grabbed the ice wand, which is going to be our main level for the middle of the game, until we get the Jabberwock ice staff, which is basically a much more powerful version of the ice wand. That's much later in the game. Not quite as good as I wanted. Now we are going to go talk to Caterpillar, which will tell us what we need to do in order to defeat the evil Queen of Hearts.
Ah, Alice, you've returned.
Here we have to wait for this portal to move a little bit before we can actually go through it. Here I'm going to save load as the mushrooms grab you in order to kind of go past them. Because the mushrooms, if they grab you, they like grab you and then try to like suck the blood out of you or something for a bit. So it's much faster to save load past them. Past there. Avoid that guy. This level's pretty short. And coming up, we are going to be fighting the second boss of the run. So this is the Centipede Boss. We just have to hit him with our ice wand a few times. So we're going to hit him 4 times, and then he's going to do the scrap attack. And I'm going to try to move out of the way of it, so that he doesn't grab me. So I'm going to be... Come on. So he does that. If you move back in the right way, you can avoid him grabbing you like that. Now he's going to throw out some smaller enemies. Hit him one more time. And boss is dead. So with the ice wand, we can make these ice walls with our alternate attack, and we can actually use those to our advantage. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make an ice wall right there, jump on top of it, and then we're going to use that ice wall in order to jump up here and skip a bunch of platforming. And we're going to be using that a lot through the run. In a couple of levels, we're going to be using that to go out of bounds. We're going to use it to skip a bunch of platforming. It's a very powerful thing. The thing about the ice wall is that if you're on a level if you're on level ground, you can't jump on top of the ice wall. So you need to be on an elevated part. You need to be above the ice wall in order to jump on top of it. So here we're going to be grabbing the first part of the Jabberwock Ice Staff, which is going to be the key weapon in order to defeating the Queen of Hearts. These enemies can be really annoying because if they hit you, they freeze you in place for a few seconds. Very annoying. Also, there's a bunch of lava here, so while these guys boosting you can be beneficial, they can also boost you straight into lava. So, gotta be kinda careful. Now we're gonna... Yeah, that's the ice attack. Unfortunately, wasn't able to avoid it. Now we are going to be going over here, and we're going to be going into Chestland. This is a very cool part of the game.
Since you know the moves, best play with white. They go first.
Floor is lava. Alright, so at this part of the game, casually, you do this really cool section where you get turned into a chess piece and you have to play as a chess piece following the rules. But that is kind of slow, so we use the ice wall to jump up here, and we're gonna go out of bounds, so maybe jump up here, go here, skip over that entire part. Go down these hallways. For some reason, the enemies don't actually attack you here. I'm not complaining. Just confused. Pull this lever. We're gonna be skipping over another chess segment. Again, using the ice wall to our advantage. So we're gonna go down these steps, make an ice wall, come back up here, then jump off of it. This would be the section where you're playing as a chess piece and you have to, like, avoid those spikes. Then make another ice wall here, climb up on top of this fence. Again, the jumps are kind of sticky sometimes. And then here we're going to be holding forward and right in order to jump ahead a little bit. And collect some health just to be safe. I'm going to try to jump off of these enemies. Didn't quite do it. It's not too big of a deal. It's just fun jumping off of enemies. Here we just got to make it over to the queen. And then we're going to go on to enemy territory in the next level. So here's the queen. And then here, we're going to hopefully not die to this guy. I'm actually just gonna get health. Just to be safe. Jump off of this, jump onto this. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna make another ice wall, jump onto it, and go onto this portal. Yes, we definitely need more public domain Quake 3 games. They are really cool. I honestly miss this era of gaming. 6th generation, early 2000s. It was a really great time for gaming. Here we're going to be jumping off this rooftop and jumping into that window, which is such a cool jump. Here I'm going to try to skip over an enemy trigger. Unfortunately, didn't get it. It's kind of hard to do. I honestly don't understand it that well. Here, there's another cutscene trigger that you can skip over, but it's very hard. Where's my American McGee Winnie the Pooh? Oh yeah, Winnie the Pooh recently entered public domain. I didn't know about that until very recently. So, at the end of this level, we are going to have another boss. We're going to be fighting the king. Just killing these enemies, just for extra health, you know, safety and stuff. So we're going to be throwing this jack bomb as we enter the arena, as this cutscene's playing. So it can be damaged right away. That's not going to hit him because it flew too far away. Gotta keep going between, you know, jack bombs and ice wand. Out of mana, which isn't great. Alright. So now we are in the Mad Hatter's maze, I guess. This is a very hard level, especially the second half of it. Because there's just a bunch of enemies, and it's very easy to fall and mess up and die. Here we have to hit these clocks in order to unlock the next area. So we're going to hit that clock. Go over here. This tunnel is going to be turning for us to get to the left and right sections. Instead, we're going to be touching this trigger, which will just teleport us over here. Then we just have to go into each of these rooms and break all the clocks. There isn't a clock to break in that room. These spiders can be annoying. Thankfully, there's some health here. And we're gonna go over to the other side. Please do not freeze me. And here's the last clock. And that'll blow up this door. And this next section, this next room that we're about to go in, is the part I'm always scared for in a run. Here, instead of going through the sides and going up the normal way, we're going to be trying to jump up there. Letting this platform lower a little bit, and then hopefully grabbing it, or being boosted up there. No, one or the other. Grabbing ledges is kind of slow in this game. Alright, this is the room that I am very nervous for. This is definitely the hardest room, in my opinion. Because of that. Because, you know, the enemies can, you know, just boost you all around. And where am I even going? And if you fall in that water, it's basically game over. Actually, you can do kind of a tricky jump, but I'm just gonna play it safe and do that instead. Now we have another boss. We're gonna be fighting these guys, and these guys duplicate. So you kind of have to be kind of fast fighting. Again, just kind of trying not to die, first off, but going between our jack bomb and ice wand. And can I stop dying, please? I'm actually just going to go over here and grab some extra health. Or actually, wait, what? I'm confused. I'm just trying not to die. That's my goal for this level. Don't die and be somewhat fast. And kind of running out of ammo a bit. Alright, not the greatest fight, but we're almost done with it. There we go. Alright. Not great, but we got through it. This next level is pretty short. We're gonna be jumping over to... being a strafe jump over to here. And we have to grab the sledge. It's the only way to make it. Can you not attack me? I'm gonna trigger this bridge, and then come over to here and do jump all the way over there. That skips the rest of the level. Pull this lever. So the next level would be the Mad Hatter boss fight, which is actually a really cool boss fight casually, but we're just gonna skip over the entire part. We also have to grab that piece of the staff. And we're just gonna be using some ice walls, if I can, jump onto it. And jump all the way up here. And we're gonna grab the watch, which will stop time. For a time. Also, there's the Mad Hatter down there. Hi, Mad Hatter. Oops. I did not mean to do that. Hi. Alright. So now we are in the land of fire and brimstone. This level is basically movement-based. So now we have the Dead Time Watch, which allows us to freeze time once per level-ish. So we're going to be using it a little bit later to avoid being grabbed by a fish, which is very annoying. The fish in this game are the worst enemies in the game, and you cannot tell me otherwise. Yeah, this level is just very movement-heavy. For some reason my game lowers an FPS in this section. I have no clue why. This is a game from 2000. It shouldn't lag that much. Oops. Yeah, and quick saving is very useful in case, you make mistakes. Hopefully the fish didn't grab me. I actually had a glitch happen the other day where basically the fish grabbed me as I froze time, and then when time got unfrozen, it boosted me backwards a whole bunch. And I had no clue why it happened, so hopefully... Alright, we're good. So it basically killed a pretty good run the other day.
The time for action has arrived. You should not waste a day.
Sorry if you hear my dogs barking. They're probably barking at a tree or something. Be jumping over here. I'm just gonna kill these demon enemies. They're actually really quick to kill. And then we're gonna make an ice wall here. Just to be jumping up here. Alright. So, this level is a boss fight. Just kidding, it's an auto-scroller. It looks like a boss fight, but during the cutscene that we skipped, he actually said something along the lines of, like, you can't defeat me without the Jawwalk staff. So we basically just have to run around for a minute and a half until, I can't remember who, like, one of the bird people come and defeat him. Yeah, this part's just an auto-scroller, jumping around, doing whatever. So, if we have any donations, now would be a great time, but if not, I can find something to talk about.
Yeah, sorry, we aren't actually supporting a charity.
So sorry, I forgot. Didn't realize.
No, that's all right. It's in a sea of donation of charity events. We are one of the few who don't, at least at the present moment. So go ahead. Yeah, the stage is yours.
So yeah, later on we'll actually be fighting this enemy again once we have the eye staff. The eye staff's a very powerful weapon. I guess I can explain. When we get the ice staff, there's a glitch that we can do with it. Basically, if we, the ice staff is basically like the ice wand. You hold down the button and it shoots a bunch of stuff at it. And so if you press the fire button very quickly and very lightly, it'll start firing on its own. And, that will allow us to use its alternate attack without using, any mana. Anyways, I'll talk about that later. Now we're in the next level. We're gonna freeze time here, and we're gonna use the ice staff. And we're gonna use it in order to break this wall. Alright, so this is the maze. Casually, I got lost here for literally probably an hour. Thankfully, I actually know the route. Do I know the route? Yes, I do know the route. Basically, you go left once, and then you go right. So, this guy, trying to get a boost off of him can be very useful. Here I'm going to try to save load in order to get these enemies spawning. Fortunately, didn't get it. Not too big of a deal. And then we are going to freeze time right here in order to prevent these doors from closing. Alright, so in this level, I'm going to make a ice wall right here. Maybe. Game. There we go. I'm on top of here, and then I'm going to make another ice wall on top of this ice wall. And then we're going to use that in order to jump over here. And then we're just going to freeze time to prevent these guys from causing any trouble. Also, when you freeze time, the smoke, it's still like... The smoke doesn't appear, even though it's still, you know, floating you up. So it's kind of a funny visual glitch that happens. Alright, so we have another maze level. And we can actually do a pretty big skip. This level is usually kind of long. You gotta go underground, underwater, do a bunch of stuff. Thankfully, we don't have to do that. So we're going to be freezing time. And then we're going to be jumping on top of this enemy. I think I froze time too soon? Uh-oh. This might be bad. Can I jump on top of you? I'm gonna load the save just to be safe. Try that again. I think I froze time too soon, so they were slightly too high in the air. It's this way. Alright, let's try this again. So, freezing time, jumping on top of the enemies. Oops. And then we're going to make an ice wall on top of the enemies. Or on top of this enemy. And that'll allow us to jump up here. To pull this lever. And also, as you can see, when you freeze time and make an ice wall, the ice wall doesn't appear, but you can still jump onto it, which is pretty useful. Alright, so this level is pretty annoying and also has kind of a hard skip. So we're gonna make an ice wall there. Again, since time is frozen, only the base of it is showing, but you can still jump onto it. Make an ice wall here, jump over here. Then we're gonna jump onto this thing, and then we have to make an ice wall on top of here. It's kind of tricky. It's kind of precise to make this ice wall, so sometimes it just works, and other times it takes a while to make it. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Whoops. Now we're up here. Jump up here. And then we have to trigger this thing in order to raise the water. And that'll allow us to complete the level. This part is very annoying because of these stupid fish. This is why I hate this fish, because of this level in particular. I got stuck inside the platform, which can happen sometimes. Wait. Go this way. Okay, what is happening? And you see some of those fish, they like grab you with their tongue and... Alright. That wasn't too terrible. Alright, that was really good movement. Another thing, I've mentioned a few times that you can move as the level's loading in. You can also hold a jump, so I did a pretty cool looking jump there as the level was loading in. It's kind of hard to do though, so I'm glad I got it. Instead of going all around that, just do a strafe jump. Very simple. Okay, I hope this jump doesn't give me too many problems. Alright, we're good. And there's plenty of health in this level. Here, you can kind of clip through these if the cycles are messed up, if the cycles are wrong. For some reason, it's easier to do on the second one. Just like that. For some reason, it's harder on the first one. I don't know why. Making our way up here. Gonna be jumping here, jumping up onto here. Jumping here, gonna make an ice wall here. And then climb up onto here. Then we're going to be doing a big strafe jump over to the smoke thing. And we just gotta get past a few more obstacles, and then it'll be the end of this level. Alright. Alright, so this level's really cool. You're inside of a clock, I believe. So we're actually going to be waiting for, some cycles, and then we're going to be freezing time. So... right about there. And that will allow us to do... this jump right here. So we're going to be jumping off of here, and grabbing that. So you kind of have to wait a little bit for the cycles to be lined up. Jumping on here, waiting for time to resume. This level's really fun. Here. Jumping all the way over to here, into here. Again, having to wait a little bit. So coming up is the next boss, which is the big Jabberwock fight, and we're going to be doing that glitch I was talking about, where you can have your weapon firing by itself, and that will allow us to use the alternate fire without using any... So right now, I'm firing the weapon, but I'm not holding down the button, so I'm going to be firing this, and then I'm going to right-click, and it's going to shoot out a bunch of missiles, which is the alternate attack, which usually takes a whole bunch of mana. Fight can be a little bit tricky because the missiles can kill you if you're not careful, so it might take me a few tries to do this. There you go, that's a good setup. If he does that, should be good. So there's a whole bunch of missiles coming down, and we don't use a bunch of mana. We're also going to be using that for the final boss. Uh-oh. That's not good. I died, so... be reloading the save. Thankfully, the game does make an automatic save at the beginning of every level. So, you're not totally soft-blocked ever. Sometimes you just lose a bunch of progress by going to the beginning of the level. Alright. That should be good. Boss is dead. Hopefully we don't die. I said hopefully we don't die. Keep dying. It's not fun. So yeah, I actually have the fire button bound to my mouse wheel, so I just very lightly press scroll up on my scroll wheel, and that will allow me to do what's called Jessa, which is the thing where it automatically fires for a bit. Can I stop dying? Sometimes this fight's very easy, other times it takes a while. Sometimes the missiles kill you. Alright. I swear, if they kill me again... Alright. There we go. Now we're good. We're good. Boss is dead. And now we just have to wait for this bridge.
Without Griffin, our forces are leaderless, and a battle has begun. Deliver us from this evil, or let us perish.
Alright, we are down to the final few levels. This level is called Battle Royale, and I promise it is nothing like Fortnite. I promise. Here, instead of going down that normal path, we're just going to be jumping up here. Nice little movement. And here I'm going to freeze time just to... Sorry, game. Some jumps are just weird. Alright, I'm gonna freeze time to prevent that guy from being any trouble. Alright, so this level we have to climb up all this giant tower. Just to be... Oh wait, there's health here. Alright, we should be good. Here I'm going to be doing a save load to avoid some enemies dropping down that you saw. Come on. Enemies keep dropping down. There we go. Took me a few tries. Up here. I'm gonna grab this health just to be safe. And I'm gonna be freezing time here. Just so these enemies don't give me too much trouble. Forgot which way to go. Also, one thing that you can do, if you're about to grab a ledge, you can fire your ice wand, and that will prevent you from grabbing the ledge. So I'm going to be doing that a few times here when climbing up these things, because you would automatically grab the ledge if you don't do that. I'm going to try to do a save load to prevent these enemies from spawning. Not too big of a deal if you don't. Just have to shoot them. Go through this room. Shoot that guy. That's not ideal. I want this health, please. Alright, so the next level has a pretty interesting skip. So, next level is basically a giant puzzle. So we have to have the spin this mirror around a few times, and then basically we have to match the picture in the mirror to the room that we're in, and then shoot the correct boss. It's kind of hard to explain. So I'm just gonna... Alright, so here we have to pull this lever, and the lever in the mirror will show us which room to go to. I'm going to be pulling the lever a second time as it's going, and that'll trigger both, kind of. So that will allow us to do the first two parts of the puzzle without going back. And then we're going to be doing kind of a warp. So... gonna be doing that. Alright, so we're gonna go into this first room. And in this first room, in these rooms, there are 3 pictures of different bosses that we fought, and we have to hit the correct one. So for that one, it's that. In the next room, we are going to be hitting the incorrect boss, and if you do that, it will warp you back to the beginning room. But then, as we're doing that, we are going to be hitting the correct one. So, incorrect and then correct. And then that warps us back, and hopefully... Yep, we got it. So, since the picture disappeared, that tells us that we did get the puzzle, but it also warped us back here, so we don't have to go back ourselves, which saves quite a bit of time. And so, we're going to be doing that again. Hopefully I explained it well. It's kind of hard to explain. You're just killing this guy just to be safe and for health. So here, the correct picture to shoot is the right one. So we're going to be shooting the center one to warp back, and the right one. And if we did everything correctly, the door opens. And that is the end of this level. Now it's time for the final level, which is the final boss against the Queen of Hearts. So, once again, we're going to be using our Jabberwock staff. We're going to be shooting a little bit before we trigger this cutscene and fire the missiles as this cutscene's playing to do some damage. Fun fact, there's 2 different versions of this game. There's the original release that came out back in 2000, and then when it was released with Madness Returns, there was the remastered version. If you're playing the remastered version, if you damage her too much, you'll actually soft lock, and then when you get to the next phase of the boss, you'll be stuck in this room. So I had to make sure not to damage her too much, since I'm playing on the remastered version. Alright, so that's the first phase of the boss done. We didn't soft lock, which is good. This is basically a unskippable cutscene that we have to watch, talking a bunch about the story. Yay, we defeated her! Nope, just kidding.
I rule Wonderland alone. Your interference will not be tolerated. This realm is for grown-ups.
Raw, well-ordered, ruthless, careening on the jagged edge of reality. Self-pitying dreamers are not wanted here. They cannot survive here. You fear the truth. You live in shadows. Your pathetic attempts to reclaim your sanity have failed. Retreat to the sterile safety of your self-delusions, or risk inevitable annihilation. If you destroy me, you destroy yourself. Leave now, and some hollow part of you may survive. Stay, and I will break you down. You will lose yourself forever!
Alright, so now we are getting to the second phase of the boss, which is super big, giant monster. So time is coming up pretty soon, as soon as we defeat this boss. So we're going to be shooting her with our ice staff again. And then firing missiles. We're going to be going over here. Over to this platform. Shoot her a little bit more. And then we're going to be going down here and collecting the blunderbuss, which is basically a giant missile. Shoot that at her, and explodes. And do we kill her? There we go. Alright, so time's coming up pretty soon. And time. Alright, so that is American McGee's Alice. If we do have time, I would like to watch the final cutscene. And Wonderland is saved. Everything is all good. And 144p cutscene because this game was made in 2000. And disk space wasn't that great back then. So yeah, thank you so much, Lysothon, for having me. This game is super fun. Super glad that I was able to show this off and show a pretty good run. If you would like to play this game, or play the, if you would like to play one of the Alice games, I would highly recommend playing Madness Returns. It's available on Steam. It's on sale often. Yeah, thank you so much, Lysothon, for having me. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.